For graphing linear inequalities, let's review a few things. If we have greater than or less than, it is a dotted line. If we have greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, it is a solid line. If you have greater than or equal to, you shade above. If you have less than or equal to, you shade below. If you're going to use your graphing calculator to graph these, they need to be solved so y is by itself. When it's shaded above, that's greater than or equal to. If it's shaded below, it's less than or equal to. First example, number 1, both of these are set equal to y. So I can use my graphing calculator or I can graph by hand. The first one has a y-intercept of -2. The slope is 1, and it's positive. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. It is just greater than, so it's a dotted line. It is greater than, so I shade above. Notice I'm switching colors. The other one has a y-intercept of 0 because there is no b. Also positive. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. You can go down. It's a solid line. This one is less than, so you shade below. Where do these two lines overlap? Right in the middle. So that is the answer, that thin stretch of black. Now if we look at number 3, neither one of these are solved for y. The top one, I could subtract the x over and get -1x plus 1. So to graph that, my y-intercept is +1. I have a negative line, so I can go up 1 to the left, or I can go down 1 to the right. It would be a solid line, and it's greater than, so I shade above. The one at the bottom, I could still subtract x, so I have 2y is greater than -x plus 1. I divide by 2. So my new line is y is greater than -1/2 x plus 1/2 x. So I'm starting a little below where I started last time. It's a negative line, up 1 over 2, 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. This one's going to have a dotted line. Again, I shade above. Where do they overlap? It's above the blue line, and then above the red line down here. So mainly in quadrant 1 and 2. Again, if you look at number 4 as an example, both are solved for y. The top equation has a y-intercept of -1, and the slope is 2 over 1. You have to go up 2 and over 1, up 2 and over 1. It would be a dotted line. It's less than, so you shade below. The other one, the slope is -1. That's with the x. The y-intercept is 2. Up 1 to the left, up 1 to the left, or down 1 to the right. Dotted line again, and it's greater than. Where did the two overlap? In this area right here. The dotted line means if the point lands on the dotted line, you cannot include it. A solid line means you can include the points on the line. One last example. Number 5, the top equation is ready to graph. Your y-intercept is -4. Your slope is 1 and it's positive. Up 1 over 1. It's a dotted line because it's only greater than. You shade above. If I subtract this 2x over, my equation would be -2x plus 2. So I'm starting at +2. I can go down 2 to the right, down 2 to the right, down 2 to the right. It would be a solid line, and it's less than, so I shade below. Where do they overlap? In this area right here. So you can include the points on this solid line, but not the dotted blue line.